Hi everyone, it's Mich here, and welcome to my channel. If you're new, thank you so much for stopping by, and if you are returning, welcome back, my crafty friends and kindred spirits. Today's going to be another week in the collage with Mich. This is just a little collage challenge that I put together just to have some fun. I do have a Facebook group called Mich Crafty Community, and we are sharing all of our weekly projects over there. So if that's something that you're interested in, you can do, and I'm calling it the Rolodex challenge, but you can use any format that you want. People are using tags, flashcards, etc. So I am using a Memorydex and a Rolodex, but then I also do a postcard so that I can send that out to one of you guys. So the prompts are free. If you want to email me, my email address is in the description box below. I can send that to you, or it's in a file on the Facebook page. This week's prompts are encourage and acrylic. So with this one, I kind of struggled. I knew I kind of wanted to use some acrylic paints, but I haven't really been playing with my paints lately, and I just kind of seem to be a little bit out of, I don't know, just out of it, I guess. But for this Rolodex one, I have taken just a beige color, and I've already kind of colored the background, and then I just took a little bit of white and dabbled through. So we'll get back to that one. But for this one here, I've decided I'm going to do a little bit of pink and blue. Now this Wedgwood blue, I've had this, no lie, 30 some years, and it's still, I can still use it. I did toll painting back in the 80s, 90s, and still have a lot of my paints from then that are still good. So I have kind of auditioned a number of the pinks and come up with this color pink. I only want to do a bit of light background, so I'm just gonna get my brush. There's hardly any water in it. It's mostly a dry brush, and I'm just gonna kind of do back and forth, up and down little. I don't even know what's gonna show, to be honest. So I think that's enough in there. And then for my card, I'm just gonna basically kind of do something like that. And then I'm gonna clean it off. The focal points, the collage on top is gonna, excuse me, take up most of the card itself. Today's Sunday. This is coming out on Wednesday. It is a glorious day. Yesterday I happened to be able to get some coffee dyed stuff done. So I was really happy about that. I just took out a variety of papers. Okay, so I think I'm going to leave it there. And I am going to do some splotches. So with splotches, I might need to add a little bit. Actually, I'm going to go just a little bit darker pink. And then I'm going to add just a little bit of water to make this a bit runny. Like so. And then I have a round brush. I could use my flat brush, but I need to move that water out of the way before I end up spilling it. And then with my round brush, I'm just gonna make a little puddle. And if you don't like splotches, I'm hit and miss with the splotches. I sometimes like it. I just find that I can never get it as splotchy as other people. Some other people can get like really nice little splotches where I see, look, mine is more fine, even though my consistency is really wet. Okay, and then do we want to do just a little bit of the blue? Why not? And then while this is drying, this won't take long to dry, I will go to my Rolodex and work on that one. I'm trying to get it up in the border a little bit where it'll be seen. Okay, so I'm just going to move this whole thing right out of the way, and we'll come back to that. All right, so with this card here, so I've used acrylic for the background, and then I might do a little bit of splatters with that, but we'll see. So then I just wanted to do a little bit of stamping, and this here is what's called an acrylic block. So I'm using the acrylic block to just do some background stamping. I love this stamp set by Tim Holtz. It's one of my favorites. I don't have a lot of his stuff, but I do like this one. Okay, and then I'm just going to stamp off first, like so. Kind of get it how I want it. Let's put that up there. And I have a little baby wipe off to the side there. Okay, and then what else? Orders attended to, day or night, destination. I do like these numbers. So let's get those down. Like I said, it's a gorgeous day today. I got a bunch of stuff coffee stained yesterday, and then I'm going to do a little bit more today. Today I'm going to just focus on deli paper, tissue paper. That's going to be my focus. Okay. And then let's do maybe, I think I'm going to go, let's try this one. I was going to go to my coffee circles because I really love the coffee circles. And then my focal image is going to go there. But I do like my coffee circles. My coffee rings. I use this a lot. I got this on Amazon, I think. And I'm going to switch it to brown. So I find brown, excuse me if my head gets in the way. And I hope everybody's doing well. I think summer's finally arrived here in Nova Scotia. I'm in Halifax, Nova Scotia. There, kind of like that better. I think, well, we'll see. I'm going to do some, I think with this one here too, I'm going to do distressing around the edge. I find a little bit either taking a marker and just going around the edge, or doing a little bit of distressing around the edge just really frames your project. It brings it all together. Today's Father's Day. Father's Day. I'm going to go over and see my father in a little while. There, I'm liking that. How's that coming together? Maybe. And then I got some washi tape. I keep saying this almost every video, at the dollar store, and I really like it, the one that I got. So I'm just going to put this Try to get it a little bit straight. Kind of halfway through the page is a little bit of a banner type. Okay, and this one here is made, this is acrylic. It's made from plastic as opposed to, there's ones in here I think that are paper. So that's, you know, acrylic is in everything, basically. I would also like to do another little, I think I might go with gold. There's gold in, is that gold? Yeah, there's gold in that. I think I might go with that thin strip of gold by the inch there. And then maybe just underneath that first row, I think would look good. So yes, I'm going to go over to see my father today, and then when I come back, it's about 8 o'clock in the morning now, so as soon as I finish this, I'm going to go over there, and then I will come back and do some more coffee paper. Alright, so then I pulled out a bunch of just little things that I thought would go with the collage. Now some of these little labels are from Tracy Fox. I do like her little labels. I made a bunch myself, but I don't think any of these are ones that I did. And I thought I've got a bunch of butterflies here because I want that to be my focal point. Some of these are the Tim Holtz ones. Some I just got at the dollar store. They do a little pack of plastic butterflies. And I was thinking that I liked this one the best. So I think I'm going to go with that. But now I want to do like a little, just a little collage on the top there. And I had a couple ideas in mind. Sometimes if you lay something down, and you probably already know this, and you really like the layout, if you take a picture, then you can remember how it was, and you can put it back together. Yeah, I like that. So I think I'm going to put this tag off to the side. I've been creating a journal of ideas for junk journaling, like just different pages and layouts. So in the evening when I'm a little bit tired, I get out all my stuff, not all my stuff, but some paper and punch and stuff. And I've been putting that together, and I'm really enjoying that. Seems like, you know, I'm doing more crafting than anything these days. As someone can tell if they actually come into the house and seen the clutter. I try to keep the kitchen not too bad, but the kitchen table's got my watercolors on it. The living room I do try to keep not necessarily craft free, but only working on one project so that I only have my little IKEA caddy and maybe some books. But it just seems like there's little bits of stuff everywhere right now. Alright, I'm kind of thinking something like that would be cute. So I'm going to put this down there, which I think would be cute. And then I did want to get this tag in. I think I'll do that off to the side, kind of at an angle like that. I think that would look cute. But I'm just thinking that I think he's a little lonely there by himself. Do you think? Oh well. I like him centered, and I was just thinking as I laid this down that it just really wouldn't, you know, this is a field specimen, a card in my card catalog of butterflies. There, I kind of like that. I do kind of think that I could have put some splotches on this one too, but I do think we need a little bit more on the edge, like so. Awesome. Okay, so that's our Rolodex. Let's set that aside. And then let's see if our cards are dry. I think they're pretty dry. Those puddles aren't, so we'll move that back out of the way. Okay, so now we have our cards to work on. So I've already pulled out some collaging items. So for my Memorydex one, I've pulled out a bunch of these, just a bunch of stuff here. And I wanted to use up some of my bits and bobs. Now this butterfly here is from Stephanie over on My Porch Prints. It's a part of a DigiKit. It's actually a free butterfly. There's a butterfly page, so if you subscribe to her Facebook page, they have all kinds of freebies. And this page of butterflies was one of them. And it was quite a while ago now, but I thought I would use the butterflies. And I have this acrylic sticker. So this is one of those plastic acrylic stickers. And, so I want to get this label down first. And I do like, I was going to frame it a bit more, but I kind of like the jagged edge. Okay, so I'm going to put this kind of towards the top. Do you know, I do love the sunny weekends. This is the first sunny weekend we've had in Halifax for a long time. All summer. Not summer yet, but almost all spring. Okay, so then I'm going to get this acrylic sticker down. So there were so many things I wanted to do which I didn't get done. So I did get my coffee stain stuff done, but I do have to stain the deck, the side, the front steps and the side. I also have this little acrylic sticker that Nina sent. So Nina, thank you so much, and some happy mail. And I was thinking that might make its way down. I'm going to put this over here on the side towards the bottom so that some of it might be seen. Okay, so, and that's an acrylic sticker too. And then my encouragement, sorry, we need to go back to my Memorydex, Rolodex, is the encouragement is fly high, or the encourage. You know, I encourage you to fly high. I just really liked that. It just means, you know, go for it. You can do it. And I'm going to put that right there. Okay, so now that's finished. Hope you like it. And then the encouragement for this one is be you, be bright, be happy. So I liked that. Now before I should have said, before I did the painting, I took a bunch of my just scraps, and in the background I just put some grid paper, okay, and that's in both of them. And then you can not really see it that much, but there's a little bit of a frame going around it so that my center is a little bit framed, just to add a little bit of interest. So then I have some flowers. I've got this butterfly, and I have those banners. So I really like the idea of the banners. You can just make those just out of little strips of paper. Or washi tape. Washi tape's good for making little banners. And it's a good way to use up, one of the things I like about this collage is that it's just a good way to use up your scraps, which is the whole idea. is just to have a cute little collage. So I'm kind of thinking a bit like that, and then with banner in the back. Okay. And that's going to be short, so I can see it there. And that's going to be longer. But I'm just trying to think, do I want it over top? Yeah. Okay, so I want this about like that. Okay, and then this is going to go there. And then we'll get this one so that it's kind of under this one, but that you can kind of see it. Awesome. For those of you who are doing the challenge, I hope you're enjoying it. I'm loving our Facebook group. Everybody's so encouraging and inventive. So I kind of would like those flowers over top of that. So I'm going to put this butterfly next. At least I'm going to put half of them next, because half of them are going to be under. It's going to be just like that. So he's going to be under that saying. So then I need to wedge the saying in. I was thinking about having a barbecue today. I love hamburgers. I know they say red meat's not that great for you, but I love it. Okay, and then actually because I'm not sending this in the mail or anything, I'm not gonna glue that side of the wing down, because it's going to give me a bit of dimension there. Okay, and then we'll get these flowers down. Like so. And if you like splatters, you can add splatters, but I'm not going to add splatters anymore than what's already on the card. Okay. And then there's my Memorydex card, which I love it. Now go ahead and put some gems on there. So we'll just set that aside. So then for the postcard, again, I pulled together a bunch of little bits and bobs here. I got another butterfly. Should have trimmed this up before, sorry. And I have an acrylic sticker there. So we've got the acrylic paint, the acrylic sticker. And then the encouragement is bloom your own way, which I think is really relevant. Sometimes we don't think we're good enough, or sometimes we are afraid to put ourselves out there. So just bloom your own way. Okay, so that's... I got up this morning and I tried not to have a cup of coffee. I feel that sometimes it's a bit acidic on my stomach. And I told myself before I went to bed, self, when you get up in the morning, you're going to not have coffee. So do you think that happened? No, you're right. I had coffee. Can't seem to cut it out. So what about something like, now this is going in the mail, so eventually. Yeah, okay, so I'm just going to get these two things down for now and then work around it. I just couldn't decide whether I wanted that kind of on top or underneath. think I want it underneath. So I'm just going to put this down. I got to get it down pretty good. I don't want it ripping in the mail. Okay, so we got that. And I'm going to put that over top. Now, it seems like I'm using a lot of glue, but I'm really not. I'm just getting it all over the place. If I use too much glue, it's going to warp the paper. So I decant in this little fine tip, so sometimes it seems like a lot of glue's coming out, but there really isn't a lot of glue. Okay, and then this is going to go there, like so. And it can be like that. It can be, yeah, I want to put this up top. Okay, so we'll get this done. And then I have a few other little acrylic butterflies. I struggled a little bit with this one because of the acrylic paints. I was trying, like I said, to do different backgrounds and they weren't coming together for me, and I was getting frustrated and I threw a bunch of stuff in the garbage. Okay, so I'm going to get this side of the butterfly a little bit under here. Actually, no, I think I'm good with it there. Oops. And so I ended up just using a little bit just for a subtle background. Okay, and then we've got Bloom Your Own Way. That a bit straight. Okay, I've got this little heart because you guys really do give me so much love and joy. I can't even tell you how much. It just brightens my day. And when some days can be a bit of a struggle. Okay, so I've got these ones. Kind of thinking this would match this color scheme, and these are those acrylic plastic PET kind of stickers. Oh, that's nice. I like how that's looking. And then, but I saw this little guy, and I was thinking maybe putting him down here. Yeah, can never have too many butterflies. Okay, so that's our projects, I think, for today. Now, I did go around the edge of this just a little bit. Again, if you don't like distressing, then, you know, you don't have to do this. I just find going around lightly kind of sets that up. I'm not going to do it on this one. I don't find that's the look I was going for with that one. And then we have this one. So we've done our 3 little projects for today. I hope that you did enjoy it. And if you did, I'd love for you to give me a like and subscribe if you haven't already. But just before I go, I forgot to do a couple little, I'm going to put, these are so pretty, I'm going to put a couple little, I'm going to put, now I can't do this for the one I'm going to put in the post, fortunately. I wish I could add more. And I just want a couple. These are quite pink, these ones. Oops, but they're very fine. There we go. 1. I always like to put these in 3s. 2. And 3. Okay, and then for the field card, I'm going to put a couple of these little gold rivets. Again, I think I'll put a little row of 3. Okay, these are all together in a line. So I'm going to put 3 of them there just to, when I turn the page, it'll catch the light. And I'm going to put one of these bigger ones. This is a faceted one, so it kind of catches the gemmy. There, and that's it. So thank you so much for watching today. Until we meet again, I do hope you stay safe and well, and bye for now.